What's going on, everybody? Welcome to my YouTube channel, which is all about helping people navigate their ascension or their spiritual awakening process. And today's video is going to let you guys know that the fourth density energy is available right now. It's here now. It's growing in potency, but there is a certain degree of the fourth density energy that we've been being bombarded with for the past couple of decades or whatever, available right in this very moment. And in this video, I'm going to give you guys 5 ways that'll help you tune into it. Because that's the issue. Most of us are not very good at tuning into it. Many of us don't even know it's there. The fact that these energies are here now is causing us to lapse into a spiritual awakening, which sort of magnifies all the different areas of our consciousness which are kind of preventing us from having the ability to let go sufficiently so we can tune in to these energies. But this video, while you're still going through your awakening, they're going to help you tune into these better, higher, amazing frequencies more often. The first one is yoga. Any kind. Most of you know I was a Kundalini yoga instructor. I'm very partial to Kundalini yoga. I think it's the most efficient way, and I like it because you don't have to be really good at yoga or athletic or anything. It's very easy to do and yet powerful. But quite honestly, any yoga will do the trick. Yoga, I don't know if you guys know, the meaning of the word yoga, it derives from yoke, meaning union with Brahman, the divine, the absolute, God, union. Okay, so yoga is a systematic method for connecting to all that is. I just got back from Bikram yoga. I don't oftentimes do it. I do it once in a while. And I feel great. That's kind of what inspired me to make this video. I was like, damn. At the end, like I had a kind of a more of a chaotic morning. Not chaotic, but I had things I wanted to do, and I was excited to do some certain things, and it just got interrupted with my kids, and I didn't sleep very well, and I felt like really just, disconnected. But I went to Bikram yoga, and it reconnected me, and it just kind of revealed me, like, hey man, yoga can be helpful. So try any yoga, whatever type resonates with you. Number 2 is being nice to people. Genuinely nice, genuinely altruistic and helpful and sincere. Smiling, just looking, residing more in your heart space so you can be more sensitive to other people's struggles and perspectives and not so up here in like defensive ego mode, which is not easy, especially now with these new moons and the moons, where right now there's a new moon in one day, and that can sort of make your ego thoughts louder, more potent, and more dysfunctional. So it can be tough to come into our heart space. But if you just make the effort, it's not that hard. And when you're nice to people, you smile, it puts you in that divine connection. Three, taking action on your purpose, even if you don't know what that is, but in something that you feel passionate about in that moment, opposed to doing things you believe you need to do for whatever reason. I'm talking something that you want to do, doing what you want to do in the moment where you want it. By definition, you're in alignment with those energies. That's kind of what we're all learning to do. Right now, we have so many conditioned beliefs that make us feel very strongly as if there's all these different things we have to do. And that is not the way of fourth density living. Fourth density, you're in the moment, you're in the flow, you know anything you need to do happens to be what you're doing, ironically. And right now we're in the process of sorting through all of these different beliefs anyway. But there are times when you can choose, when the time is available to you, because right now there are, of course, obligations, but there are also times where you can do something you want to do. And oftentimes it takes ignoring the thoughts that tell you this is not important or relevant. Be more sensitive to your subtle, authentically inspired desires. A good analogy is many times, you might get the feeling of going for a walk, and you say it just sounds pleasant. It's a beautiful day. You've been inside all day, and you know it's gonna rain later on. You want to want to get outside, but you're like, well, you know what, man? I'd love to go on a walk, but the dishes are piling up. I got a bunch of work to do. I gotta mop these floors. Clothes gotta be put away upstairs, and you start coming up with all these ideas, and yet on that walk, because it came from that authentic desire, on that walk you might have had an amazing idea, an amazing life-changing idea. And that's what happens when you're in the flow, when you're tapped in to the fourth density energies. You get good ideas quite frequently that are life-changing. But they're only available when you give in to your real desires. And I'm not talking about your desire to binge out and get drunk and shit-faced and do that kind of stuff. That's a different type of desire. That's more an out of alignment desire. I'm talking when you have the natural, organic enthusiasm, not super dependent upon a particular result, but just for the sake of doing it. Do that kind of stuff, and you will tune yourself in and get some good-ass ideas as well. Number 4, and I don't think anyone does this enough, including myself, is take a few moments, literally 2 moments, put your hands on your heart, breathe, and think of some things in your life that you are grateful for. You can find something, okay? If you're on a computer right now, on the internet, that's something to be grateful for, because there's millions of people who don't have access to this, okay? That would die. They'd cut off their foot to go and surf around online for a couple days, okay? So there's something that you can't get out of, because if you're watching, I know that's your situation. But even more so, you could probably find even more better things to be grateful for. I've gone through so many challenges throughout my life, but I have amazing children. I can always change my energy, my vibration when I tune in to that. My wife, I have a roof over my head. I have pretty cool pets. It can be a little annoying at times, but they're awesome pets. They love me. I have a lot of love in my life. What do you have to be grateful for? Think about it. Pause this video and spend 30 seconds, I dare you. Put your hands on your heart, take a nice deep breath, and just think about the things in your life you have to be grateful for. And you will notice in just half of a minute, your energy will shift, it will change. Make it a habit of being in the energy of gratitude, and you will raise your frequency, having a much easier time tapping in to all that is around you. Number 5, and this is becoming more evident to me as right now in my life, but go put yourself somewhere in nature, somewhere near trees, near grass, where there might be animals walking around. I live in kind of a built-up area right now, right outside of a downtown area, which is cool. A lot of cool restaurants, and it's kind of neat to go down there with the kids and get a smoothie or whatever. But there's not that much nature. Ironically, there's a really beautiful cemetery right by my house that I never went into really because it's a cemetery. I didn't really give it much of a second thought, but I've been going in there anyway because you can just walk to it. And it's beautiful. If you can get over the grave sites everywhere, it's amazing. There's deer all over the place. There's a little it's kind of a shitty little nasty pond, but it's a pond. There's trees around it, and just the energy is so different. So different than being boxed up in this little house box in front of this stupid screen I spend so much time in front of. When I'm outside and I can feel the ground on my feet, I don't really go barefoot, but you know what I'm saying. Just you can tune in to the energy, the space, the aliveness of all the plants. And if you're fortunate enough to see an animal, even better. That has been life-changing for me. I now go there every morning. I didn't this morning, which is kind of what I was talking about. Kind of like I didn't start my day correctly because I had to sleep in because my little kid came in our room that night and, you know, I couldn't sleep. Anyway, but regardless, put yourself in nature. Make it a habit to taking the time to going in nature. Now, I know what you're all thinking. You're thinking all these things take time, a luxury that you don't have. Here's the thing about time, guys. Most people, when you're out of alignment, your efficiency, your efficacy, your ability to produce results is very poor. If you can invest in small amounts of time to do these sorts of things, the quality of whatever you're doing, whether you're doing the dishes or hanging out or going to your job, it will be so much better. You'll be so much more efficient because you're in the flow and you have access to all of your consciousness, all the different divine ideas that are kind of floating around. You can now tap into just because you're 20 minutes doing a little bit of yoga in nature. You will save time because you will produce better quality results faster. I know what a few of you are thinking. You're thinking, well, I shouldn't have to meditate. I don't need to do that. I don't believe you have to do any of these things to tap into the energies. And you're right, I don't either. In fact, that kept me from doing these for a long time because I was cocky and stubborn. I don't need this because there are times that I can naturally tune in. And I don't need any catalyst, any assistant, any system. But you know what? I can't do that consistently. Can you? Until that time when I can just always be in like smiling Buddha bliss mode, I will do these sorts of things that I'm preaching about. I do them now, and they have helped me tremendously. Getting over my cockiness and spiritual arrogance that I had, funny enough, early in my awakening when I really didn't know shit anyway, and being more humble and saying, you know what, meditating for 20 minutes at night is something that has a profound effect into my life, and I will dedicate that time. Doing yoga, I did Bikram yoga today. Again, these things have helped me a lot, and that's why I'm sharing them with you. If you're not at a point where you can just always be connected, then any one of these things will help you tremendously. And the more you do it, the more you get out of it. If you do yoga for the first time today, you'll get a little bit connected. You might feel some results, but if you do it every day, you'll be able to sink deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper into connection. And that 20-minute yoga session will be far more productive because you have more of a rapport and a resonance with it. Right now, the spiritual awakening process is incredibly accelerated and intensified with the maddening astrology we're going through right now, these T-squares and all these different eclipses coming up soon. If you can stay balanced and in alignment during these times, then you are a better man than I, okay? I can't recommend it enough. I'll stop reiterating my point of suggesting you guys try these things, but I just wanted to kind of share that with you guys because, again, these things have been really helping me embody a positive feeling, joyful energy far more often.